Isa sa kilalang media sa international mga sangkay ang nagpakita o napasok po mismo ang pinagkukutaan nitong Hamas. Alam naman po natin na ito po ay mga tunnel o mga kampo sa ilalim ng lupa doon po sa Gaza at actual po na ipinakita. Ito po yung ating titingnan ngayon mga sangkay. Magandang oras po mga sangkay. At sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon, bago tayo mag-umpisa, pakisubscribe po muna yung ating YouTube channel. Ayan po, sa ibaba ng video na to. I-subscribe nyo po, tapos pindutin nyo yung bell at pindutin nyo po yung all. Ulitin ko, click the subscribe down below. Click the bell and click all. At kung kayo ay nanonood sa Facebook, huwag nyo pong kailimutan na i-follow ang ating Facebook page. So, eto na nga mga sangkay, no? Update tayo sa Israel. Itong CNN, okay, international. Isa po sa mga reporter, isa sa reporter ng CNN, ang nakita po mismo ang basement nitong hospital doon sa Gaza. Ito po yung pinakamalaking hospital sa Gaza na nasa operasyon pa rin ngayon. At ayon nga po sa report, mga sangkay, nasa ilalim po ng lupa ang kampo nitong Hamas at ang sinasabing malaking kampo sa ilalim ng lupa ay nasa ilalim mismo ng hospital na ito. Well, tingnan po natin.
Robertson and his crew got an up-close view of the ash, the bullets, the trail of absolute destruction.
Okay, actual video mga sangkay o actual mismo na nakita ng reporter ng CNN.
The rare inside look at how the IDF is fighting comes at a consequential moment in this war, as the American president says that the Strip's main hospital must be protected. Now, Israel says the very same facility houses a Hamas command complex below it. And CNN reported the story that you're about to see under Israeli Defense Force escort at all times, but CNN did not submit its script or its footage to the IDF. And CNN retained editorial control over the final report that you'll see now.
Driving into Gaza with the Israeli forces.
Grabe, no? Ang tapang din ng ano na to eh. Ang tapang rin ng reporter na to. Talagang sumama po siya.
War zone. The conditions of our access only show officers, no faces of soldiers, and don't show sensitive equipment. We are passing mile after mile of destruction. Buildings blown, collapsed, nothing untouched. The fury of Israel's hunt for Hamas. Streets here, crushed back to sand.
Shops, everything that we see, no sign of any civilians here, and the soldiers have been telling us
Okay, yan po ang reporter ng CNN, mga sangkay.
that even inside the stores, they've been fighting things like rocket-propelled grenades ready to use against them as they were advancing through this area.
A few miles in, we pull up at a command post. Soldiers living in blown apartment buildings.
Every building I'm looking at here, wherever you turn, it's destroyed, it's shot up. Hard to imagine how civilians endured the bombardment here.
Our next journey, much deeper into Gaza. We arrive 100 meters from a battle with Hamas.
Grabe, no? Kinasal mismo siya.
Tanks blasting targets in nearby buildings. The IDF's top spokesperson waiting for us.
Grabe, ito pong spokesperson, mga sangkay, pumupunta rin po pala talaga siya sa aktuwal na digmaan, pambihira.
Conducting an operation inside Gaza next to Rantisi Hospital.
Israel is facing massive international pressure over the destruction of homes, the shockingly high civilian death toll, and in the last few days, over its apparently heavy-handed tactics at hospitals.
We are searching the tunnel
Ayan na, mga sangkay, yan na po yung tunnel.
with the bulldozers to reveal the tunnels that we suspect that are underneath the hospital.
Gary has brought us here to show the connection he says exists between Hamas and the Rantisi Children's Hospital.
We're now here in an area between a hospital a school, and a terrorist house.
A Hamas commander, he says, lived there. He points out the solar panels on the roof.
This is a tunnel that was sliding like this, the floor. You can see here.
This is the ladder going down
the
here.
ladder?
Uy, ayan po mismo ha. Ito mismo mga sangkay. Ito yung isa sa mga, hindi ko alam mo, ito po yung lagusan sa tunnel nila eh. Pero ito na po nga mga sangkay yung sinasabing isa sa nagdudugtong sa mga tunnel na nasa ilalim po ng lupa sa hospital na ito doon sa Gaza.
They're going down.
I see the ladder going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huling-huli, men. Ayan po, oh. Grabe itong Hamas.
Meter tunnel. And look at here. Look at the tunnel. Be careful here. But look down here. The cables
Grabe.
are going down to the tunnel.
Grabe. Ngayon, mga sangkay, lalo pong nakikita ng lahat kung ano po talaga ang ginagawa ng Hamas. Imagine niyo, hospital. Dapat hindi po nila ginawa yan kasi hospital eh. Sino ba yung andon? Mga pasyente. Maraming tao doon na nagpapagamot. Pero doon po nila ginawa ang pinakamalaking, isa sa pinakamalaking istasyon nila sa kampo nila sa ilalim ng lupa. Bakit? Para kapag na-detect po sila ng Israel, ang unang tatamaan ay ang mga Palestinian civilians. Ganyan po kauutak itong Hamas, mga sangkay.
Okay?
So they're hardwired into
Yan po yung ano nila, dinadaluyan ng kuryente.
I wanted to show you the solar panels on the terrorist house provide electricity directly to the tunnel. We've entered a robot inside the tunnel.
Oh, nagpadala sila mga sangkay. Ang ginawa nila, robot. Kasi hindi pwede silang pumasok. Kasi pag pumasok nila, trap yun. Mauubos ang IDF sa loob ng tunnel. Kaya, buti na lang mga sangkay, sobrang high-tech ng Israel. So may mga robot po silang pinapadala. Yun po yung pumapasok sa mga tunnel. Kaya nalalaman po nila yung mga sekreto.
And the robot saw a massive door, a door that is on the direction of the hospital.
Grabe, man.
We're in what is an active fire zone here. You can hear the small arms fire. The IDF say they're still clearing this area out. We're getting down here, just taking a bit of cover because they said we're still taking fire. But over here, we were able to smell what smelled like rotting flesh, bodies perhaps buried underneath the rubble. No, don't go up high. Don't expose yourself.
Grabe,
As we move off to the hospital, 100 meters away, we're still taking fire.
We're still conducting an operation.
Kumbaga, iyan mga nakikita nila mga sangkay ng mga butas sa ilalim ng lupa sa mga kampo. Nung nagpadala po sila ng robot, nakita doon ng napakaraming daanan at wala pong ibang direksyon kundi papunta sa malaking hospital ng Gaza. So huli mga sangkay yung ginagawa. Biruin nyo, ginagawa po nilang pain yung mga Palestinian.
Operation conducted by a special unit. The Israeli Navy SEALs are researching the hospital.
Hagari later tells us he took a big risk bringing us into such a combat zone. It is clear he wants this story told.
We're searching here to see the connection of the tunnel to the hospital, okay? Don't fall here.
So this is where the connection.
We are looking for the connection.
As we finally reach the hospital, it is already getting dark. A huge hole has been blasted through the walls into the basement.
Why is the hospital so damaged?
Ayan na, mga sangkay. Tingnan nyo to.
We'll talk. Why is the hospital so damaged?
Like this.
I'll explain. It's an important
Yeah,
question.
it is.
We came to this hospital 5 days ago.
Ang tanong, bakit ang hospital na yan ay sobrang na-damage? So ito yung sagot.
There were still patients inside the hospital. We did not enter into the hospital.
He claims since then, all patients were evacuated by hospital staff.
We assist this evacuation, of course, to make it a safe pass for all the patients in the hospital. We do not know that the hospital is entirely clean. We do not know. We only entered to this area which was suspected because we were being fired.
Hagari leads us through a warren of basement corridors
Grabe, ano?
to this room.
This was the armory. Okay?
This was the Hamas armory.
Yeah.
Ayan na. O yan, mga ebidensya, mga sangkay, oh.
He shows us a
men.
few rusting guns and some explosives. These guns alone have potentially huge implications for Gaza's hospitals
Pambihira.
and Israel's apparent push to take control of them.
The International Committee for the Red Cross say that hospitals are given special protection under international humanitarian law in a time of war. But if militants store weapons there or use them as a base of fire, then that protection falls away.
Grabe ang ginawa ng Hamas. Pero mo yung kampo, yung hospital na yan, buong mundo, mga sangkay, yung mga leader sa buong mundo, lagi pong dinideklara na itong hospital na ito ay dapat safe kasi dyan dinadala. Yan po yung malaking hospital sa Gaza. Ang ginawa ng Hamas, ginawan po ng kampo. Mula sa basement, papunta po, mga sangkay, sa pinakailalim. Bakit? Yun yung pinaka-safest na lugar nitong Hamas, kumbaga. Well, we don't know. Marami pang madidiskubre, mga sangkay, sa mga darating na araw.
In other rooms, he shows us a motorbike with a bullet hole in it that he suspects was used by Hamas attackers October 7th. And nearby, possible evidence hostages could have been held here.
We are now in the basement in the same area, yards from the motorcycle. We see here a chair. We see here a rope. We see here a woman's clothes or a woman's something covering woman.
Do you think a woman was tied up in this chair?
This is an assumption going to be checked by DNA.
More evidence, Hagari says, points towards Hamas and possible hostage presence below the hospital.
And by bringing us here to this hospital and showing us the connection that you believe exists between the terrorists and the possibly hostages, what does this say about the other hospitals here in Gaza?
Cynically, Shifa Hospital is known by facts, by intelligence, to be a terrorist hub. And also, it's suspicious also in holding hostages. This is the best shelter for the terror war machine of Hamas.
But the hospital authorities said they have no knowledge of Hamas or other groups inside their hospitals. Is that possible?
I think it's not possible for an hospital to have this kind of an infrastructure. We knew the terrorists were here. We knew by intelligence, and also we got some fire from this area.
From this area, this building?
From this area, and we were right to fire because what we found an armory.
But so much damage all around here.
Yeah, there is damage all around here because Hamas made it impossible for us to fight him. He built.
Grabe ang ginawa. Ang tanong, sabi ng reporter, pero nakita nyo, sobrang na-damage ang hospital. Sagot niya, yes, na-damage talaga namin. Kasi ang ginawa ng Hamas, ito ang ginawang shelter para maging panangga laban sa amin. Para hindi namin mapasok sila o mahirapan talaga kami. Sa hospital nila ginawa. Ganyang kauutak itong Hamas, pambihira. So, kaya mga sangkay, marami pong casualties because of Hamas. Imagine, ito po yung ginagawa nila mga sangkay. Marami pa pong mga istruktura sa ibabaw ng lupa, mga building, na ang kampo nila doon mismo sa ilalim ng lupa tinayo. Para ano? Hindi sila madali ng Israel.
All this infrastructure in tunnels and in hospital around areas populated.
As we exit the hospital,
Ayan, oh. Bokyang bokya, oh. Yan po yung daanan, mga sangkay. Well, ano po ang inyong opinion tungkol po dito sa pagkakabisto na mismong CNN reporter ang nakakita ng aktwal, mga sangkay, sa sinasabing pinagkukutaan ng Hamas? Comment nyo po sa ibaba. And now guys, I invite you, please subscribe my YouTube channel, Sangkay Revelation. Hanapin nyo lamang po ito sa YouTube. Kapag nakita nyo na click the subscribe, click the bell, and click all. Ako na po yung magpapaalam hanggang sa muli. This is me, Sangkay Janjan. Palagi nyo pong tatandaan that Jesus loves you. God bless everyone.